Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Rune Factory 5. On today's episode, we are not going to go and try to refight the tree. We are going to grind more experience first, because that fight, well, technically possible. Oh my gosh, it's going to be just an absolute nightmare. Actually, now that I think about it, let's go to the volcanic... No, hell of lava caves. And go into the depth. So unfortunately on today's episode we don't have a proper topic of conversation. Well, there's nothing on my mind at least. Anything on your mind? Is there anything new, exciting, or fun?
Well, tomorrow I go take my car in. Hopefully it's,
I hope it comes out okay.
well, hopefully they're able to, fix my car, without too much hassle.
Oh gosh, yeah. I still remember what I was like with my car. Like, I brought it down to the parking lot, and they'd said, okay, we'll bring it in, like, and we'll check it out for free this time, because I just brought it in, like, a month before. So, okay, we'll tow it in, and we'll check it out for free. Come back in a week, we'll let you know, like, what we found wrong with it, how much it'll cost to fix it. Okay, cool, thank you. Come back in a week. Oh yeah, that'll be a $25 charge for towing it in and a $200 charge just for us checking it out. It's like, no, buddy, you said those would both be free. Oh no, we never do that for free. Surely we were lying about that. No. Fortunately, my mom was there as well, because how was I supposed to get down there on my own? I didn't have a car.
Yeah.
And she, like, just laid into the guy. It's like, listen. Person who is here said that they would do that for free. Like, you saw how bad that car was? It would be a safety hazard to for her to have tried to drive it in. Like,
Time to eat.
buddy, you said that it would be free this time because it's been fixed by people working here last month. And so eventually, and then he's like, oh, okay, I guess we'll just waive those charges then. It's like, oh yeah, there's a problem with something or other, I don't remember, whatever it was. Yeah, it'd be like $700 to fix. It's like, that was right after paying like $500 the month before to fix something else. Like, the car originally cost me like, was it like $1,600, I think? $1,400 or $1,600, something like that. It's like,
Time to eat.
Jesus.
2 months of repairs is almost the cost of the car. And it's just like, how about no?
Yeah, that's what worries me with mine is about, well, is the thought
Repairs
of,
cost more than the car itself, and it's like,
yeah.
and technically I had the car for the first, I think it was the first 2 months of living in my apartment. And then, so I had to like, get like a parking space stuff, and then afterwards I thought about it, it's like, well, between the cost of,
Watering time.
like, insurance, like $80 a month, the parking space, $50 a month, gas,
Go big and strong.
I mean, even just insurance and parking space, $130 a month just to have the car. Not even including cost of, like, if I try to use it, like maintenance and gas. Just for the sheer cost of having it, it's like $130 a month. You have any idea how much driving I'd have to do to, like... It's like, oh, if I want to go downtown, I could just use the city bus for, like, $2 there, $2 back.
Watering time.
Like, if I want to go to Edmonton, I think it would be like, yeah, I'd have to drive down to Edmonton and back, like, twice a month. Just for the cost of insurance and parking to be worth it. Let alone also the price of gas. Although that car was pretty good with gas.
Go big and strong.
So I'd have to, like, go downtown, like, twice a week and go to Edmonton twice a month to make up for the cost,
I hope it comes.
to make it, you know, cheaper than just buying bus tickets for whatever I need to do.
Go big and strong.
Jesus.
Watering time.
It's like, yeah, using the bus takes a lot longer than driving, there is that, but also, I don't go
Comes out okay.
to these places very often, especially since my local game store is no longer downtown.
Mm.
Because they moved locations before this.
I hope it comes out okay.
It's like, yeah, I don't really need a vehicle. So, you know, let it be put into like the junkyard, whatever. My mom got my stuff out of it because I couldn't drive down and get my stuff out of my car. And let my, like,
Strong, okay?
landlords, whatever, know, hey, I don't need that parking space anymore. You can, you know, sell it to someone else or rent it out to someone else. 3 years later, I get a note on my door telling me that I owe something in like over $1,000 for not paying for my parking space.
You're big and
Notably,
strong, okay?
I remember which parking space was mine. I've seen other people parked in it with placards. Like, it had been rented out to other people. Not just one person. I've seen, like, different vehicles parked there.
You're big and
So it's not like they were just leaving it open. But, so I called them. It's like, yeah.
hope it comes
I got...
out okay.
Well, I think I sent, like, an email. It's like, is this, like, an actual, like, real thing that I have to be concerned about? Or is this, like,
I hope it comes out
not?
okay.
Like, I don't have this parking space anymore.
Yeah.
And it... Oh, no, I think it was like, no, it's like, oh, call... It's like, you owe such and such amount for not paying for your parking space. Like, send the money to, like, this place. So I emailed, like, the landlord directly, not from the notice on the door, but, like, I know their email. It's like, yeah, I got this note on my door saying I owe, like, $1,200. Like, is that a scam, or is that, like, something that we actually have to discuss? Oh, no, it's not a scam. You owe that money for not paying for your parking space since, like, January, whatever year it was. It's like, yeah, because I haven't had a car since then, and it's not like you've been leaving the spot open for me. Other people have been using it.
Watering
It's like,
time,
yeah,
watering time.
like, here's my... You know, I gave...
And I notified you about this back
Yes. Yes. And then I got an email back within a few hours, I think, that was like, oh, right. Yeah, you can, yeah, you don't have to worry about that.
then. Yeah.
Or it's like, oh yeah, I'll update your information. You don't have to worry about paying.
You're big and strong, okay?
And this is notable because twice before then, I got notices on my door saying like, oh, there was like an issue with your rent. You actually owe us like
You're big and
$1,000 plus extra
Hope it
dollars.
comes out okay.
Like the first time I like
Hope it
called
comes
in
out okay.
to them, it's like, yeah, this is a lot of money to just say I suddenly owe all of a sudden. Like, what's up with that? And the person on the other line was like, oh, that's like not actually a real thing sent out in fake, like, you know, that's not actually a thing you have to worry about. Don't worry about it. And then like, was it like a week later or a month later, whatever, I get like another notice that says, well, now I owe even more like back payments of rent, and I called in again. It's like, oh no, that was like an actual thing, and the person you had talked to shouldn't have told you it was nothing, because it's actually important that you pay us that. Notably, both times I had seen these papers on like all of the other doors in my hallway, so it wasn't just me. It was like everybody.
Hope it comes out okay.
Yeah.
There was a big issue apparently
Hope it
with
comes out okay.
like they accidentally charged like 10% less or something for rent for quite a while, and it added up to a lot more than a normal rent payment. And it's like, yeah, I don't just have this kind of money just to spend
because-
on extra rent after I've been spending like a full amount on rent, like what we had agreed on. I had to pay it anyway.
Seriously?
Yeah. And then my next rent payment was the exact same as like my previous rent payment. So I have no idea what that was all about.
Yeah, I would have gotten a lawyer involved or something, because that sounds like... That,
Hey, we want
that
more
literally-
money!
I hope it
Hmm?
comes out okay.
Yeah, it's just,
Strong.
yeah, it sounds like them just being, hey, we want more money. How do we get more money out of people?
Strong, okay?
Yeah.
Even though being a landlord is essentially just printing money.
Yeah.
Even if the landlord was completely fair, and I know they're not, but just to say, even if the landlord was completely fair and only charged tenants like the cost it costs to like have someone living there, like, you know, they cover the cost of like utilities and whatnot and like the mortgage, whatever, like only charging what it costs to live there, charging them proper maintenance fees for what it costs to replace stuff or having them replace things. Even if the pricing was completely fair, landlords still get free money in the the damage deposit. Even if they give back the damage deposit. Say someone rents out the place for 3 years. In that time, and say there's, I don't know, $700 damage deposit. And you might think, okay, they get the $700, but then they give it back. Well, if they put into, like, say, a savings account, like, my bank has a savings account that gives, I think, 1% interest, and you can withdraw whenever. And so, like, you know, 3 years, that's, like, just a free $21. And you have your tenant paying for, you know, the cost of living at the place.
I mean,
but then,
here's
of course,
the thing, I
landlords also
understand
charge them.
that's what you're supposed to do, but you're also supposed to give the tenant the interest.
I've never once ever heard of, like, oh, here's your damage deposit and also the interest back. All I've heard was, oh, you left a little mark on the wall, you're not getting your damage deposit back. Not to mention that there were literally gouges in the wall when I moved in that got, noticed and written about during, like, the walkthrough before I moved in, that there were gouges on the wall.
Huh? Yeah, this is why you gotta keep that information.
Oh, I am keeping that information.
Yeah.
I got, like, my, like, copy of that paperwork, put it on top of my fridge, just left it there for the last, like, 5 years. It's just been sitting on top of my fridge for years now. But I don't think I'm getting my damage deposit back because of the cat.
Cinnamon.
Because he likes to scratch the walls, and that's not very good for the walls.
Yeah, I can't imagine it is.
Plus, the floor is like the non-carpeted floor is like soft or whatever, so moving a chair along the floor scratches up the floor.
Oh, right.
Like, not just like a little scratch, like, oh, that's very noticeable. You wanna know how I found out? You wanna know how Chandra found out?
How?
She scratched a chair along the floor while she was over. And I kind of, like, flinched at it, and then she said, oh, sorry, I know you don't like the noise. And I said, yeah, it's also not good. Yeah, it also scratches the floor. And it's like... She was very apologetic, but it's like, the damage has been done, and I've also done the same thing anyway.
Mm.
Yeah, just more and more reason for why I just want to have my own place, so I can damage that. So I don't have to worry about just random things like, oh yeah, we decided that we want to charge you more for rent, or yeah, we decided that we want you to pay for this parking space someone else has been using for 5 years. Oh yeah, here's a notice on your door. Like, we've decided that we want to clean up the parking lot, so everyone should move their vehicles, and even though you don't actually have a vehicle in our parking lot, we still want you to move it. Oh, hey! It's like, yeah, we decided that this, like, decoration that you have, you're not actually, like, allowed to have, because you're not allowed to... We decided that you're not allowed to do this. Even though other people do it, you're not allowed to. Like... Oh, we've decided that even though it's written in the contract that we have to give you 24 hours of notice, that we won't. We'll give you approximately 20 hours of notice. ever feeling generous. Every single day, I wake up, and from my bed, I can view, like, the front door of the apartment, and I always look at that to see if I got another notice, and if the entire schedule of my day has to change to make sure to clean the entire apartment to make it spick and span spotless for an inspection the next day, and then also make sure to get to sleep early that night so I can be up for it, because, what is it, they're coming sometime from 8 to 4, but they have come in early before.
Yeah, and as I've told you before, the issue that seemed to happen with things like maintenance or whatever going on here, like twice now, the people like for looking at supposed to be inspecting like the glass for the window and the sliding door. Yeah, they just best I can tell, they just knock so quietly that I cannot hear it from the living room.
Oh gosh, yeah.
You've been in my apartment. You know how stupid that is.
Damn it. Can't go on.
Yeah, pretty stupid of them. Oh, also, being here, I can hear people having conversations out in the hallway. Sometimes I just hear people talking.
Yeah, I think it's it's a matter here of just the soundproofing is a lot better than, you know, any contractors would ever seem to be aware. But the worst part is because like last week, you know, there was that other thing like with the dryer vent or something, whatever. You know, all of those were getting something was happening with them. Yeah, they were able to knock loud enough for me to hear. So why didn't the glass people?
I've gotten woken up by my neighbor's alarm before. They have an alarm set for like 4 a.m. It doesn't even like ring, it vibrates. And it's woken me up. And it's not just like, oh, you know, it vibrates for like a minute, then they turn it off and like blah blah blah. No, it will vibrate for like 10 to 20 minutes sometimes. Sometimes people just want to play their super bass heavy music for hours on end. There was like one summer where basically every day from practically like noon to like midnight, like basically all I could hear was like thump, 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 thump all day long. Like it got so bad at some points, the building was shaking. Mention that to the people during an inspection, and it's like, okay. It's like, okay. Like, yeah. Sometimes car alarms go off for like an hour. Sometimes I'll walk over to like the kitchen and I'll look out the living room window and there'll just be like an ambulance parked outside. Like, lights flashing, but alarms silent. I think I woke up once in the middle of the night, like, walked out, and, like, to go to the bathroom, I can, like, see the kitchen, and I was seeing, like, red and blue lights, like, flashing in my kitchen, because there were, like, police cars outside, and their lights were just so bright that they were just flashing through my window into my kitchen. One night, I was woken up at 3 in the morning because someone had broken the window of the person, one of the people who lives below me. And they were having a big argument about that. Because it's not just, like... It's like, yeah, those are big windows. Like, you break that, a person can just walk into your apartment. And so there I was, like, trying to, like, hear what was going on without, like, being visible in the window. Because it sounded like someone was going to pull a gun. I don't think they actually did, but they did argue for quite a while. And it's like, yeah, what am I supposed to... Like, I just want my own place. Preferably in a nice neighborhood where I don't have to worry about, you know, potential gun violence or something.
Yeah.
Place where I can actually hang a flag outside. I don't want to do that here.
Time to eat.
Yeah, the notice specifically says that you're not allowed to hang any flags off of the balcony. They don't want to give any sort of a thing for like, oh, just specific types of flags. For worry that either the phrasing will mean that people can hang up the types of flags they don't want, or that they'll be called out on for their views.
So instead, you can call them out on their views on discrimination.
Well, no, because they don't allow any flags to be hung off the balcony.
Watering time.
So it's not just, like, pride flags or, like, say, Nazi flags, whatever. It's like, nope, can't hang a Canada flag off of the balcony, because that's a flag. Like, no, none of them, no.
Watering time.
Like, they'd probably be fine if someone hung a Canada flag off the balcony, and someone does have... I guess maybe it's like a tarp, but it looks like a flag, and it's, like, strung between, like, the rails of the balcony. And that's been there for a few years.
And it's Canada flag.
I don't think it's a Canada flag. I don't remember. Whenever I try to picturize it, I just picture, like, the American flag. But I remember it being, like, black.
I'm sorry, black, but like the American flag?
Okay, when I try to picture in my head, I just see, like, some version of the American flag, you know, like, with, you know, white and red stripes and, like, the blue with the stars. But then I also, when I try to remember it, I just see, like, it's just black. Because I don't really pay it much attention after... It's like, yeah, it's still there. It's been years. I don't remember the details of, oh, yes, it's specifically this flag. Well, I know, it could be, like, a flag for, like, the Oilers hockey team.
Hope it comes out okay.
I don't care about it enough to try to remember it.
Watering time.
Well, it seems like every time the inspectors do come by, they want to see the cat.
Go big and strong.
But Cinnamon doesn't like new people, so he's always hiding. And it's like, they know that a cat lives here. They can see the litter box. They know that they know that I have a cat. I just don't have a friendly cat.
Well, no, your cat is friendly. He's
No.
just shy. Okay, when you say you don't have a friendly cat, that suggests that he's aggressive.
If you talk to the vet clinic where I had taken him, yes, he is labeled that he will scratch and bite.
Oh.
Yeah, if someone he doesn't know tries to pick him up, he will scratch them. A lot.
Go big and strong, okay?
Heck, when I've tried to pick him up a few times when he's in, like, an unfamiliar location, like the time he jumped off the balcony, I picked him up and he tried to scratch me a lot. I just have, like, thick enough skin to where his claws didn't actually, like, hurt. And after a little bit, he just stopped trying. I picked him up, wrapped him in a jacket that I had because I knew he'd try to scratch me. And he's like, well, I can't scratch anymore. I guess I'll just squirm my way out of this. I brought him into the building and then I had to, like, drop him. He walked around a bit. He's like, oh, I'm inside. Oh, Mama, there you are. Some strange person tried to take me away. But I knew you'd come for me, Mama. I go to pick him up again. He's like, what? How dare? What are you trying to do? Mama, this person is trying to take me, Mama.
I hope it comes out okay. Watering time. I hope it comes out okay.
Your description certainly paints an interesting picture.
Watering time.
Of what? Of which?
Go big and strong.
You know, of your cat's behavior.
I hope
Yes.
it comes out okay.
The
Yes.
cat wasn't socialized to be around other people when he was a kitten.
Just you. Just you.
And also Chandra.
Go big and strong,
Ah.
okay?
Yeah. Although, I will say, despite not being so much socialized to be around other cats or people, there was a time when I brought him to like an event, and there were like 3 other dogs. I say other. You know, wait. Yeah, 3 dogs around, like in close proximity, and like 20 or so people. Okay, maybe like 12 or whatever. And he's just like, yeah, no, I'm fine. Just lying there. As long as strange people don't try to pet him, he's fine. A dog walks up and starts sniffing him. He's like, "You and my son." It's like, excuse me kindly, but I am trying to sunbathe here. Did not get aggressive with any of the dogs, like, 1 iota. Why is this blocked off still? This shouldn't be blocked off. It's not that I have to open it from the other side, because I tried hammering it from the other side, it didn't work.
Alright!
Yeah. One point, I saw him just, like, lying on one of the dog's, like, beds. The dog walked up to him, and so it's just, like, looked up, it's like, yeah, what? I found a nice bed. What's up? Someone just goes right back to sleep. The dog's like, Mom, what do I do?
Time to eat!
The small dog won't share my bed. It's okay. There's like carpet, rug, towel, whatever. There's like a floor covering there because we're outside.
Turns out okay.
I'll just sleep here, next to the bed.
We're big and strong, okay?
Yeah, the dogs were allowed to freely roam, but the cat I had on a leash. And then when it came time to sleep, I brought the cat into the trailer, wrapped his leash up around my arm, and just, you know, basically held the cat to sleep. Like, that cat is so peaceful, specifically with... Like, when he's comfortable, he can be just so peaceful. Like, I've been around cats. I've had cats. I've had ragdoll cats. Ragdoll cats are supposed to be, like, the most friendly of cats. Like, you're supposed to be able to just pick them up and they'll just let you. And my ragdoll cats weren't so much like that. But, like, with Cinnamon, he'll be, like, you know, just whatever. Doing his own thing. I'll come pick him up, wrap my arm around him, treat him like a teddy bear, and he's like, oh, I guess we're going somewhere, are we? Or like he'll be like lying down on the bed next to me, I'll wrap my arm around him, and he's like, okay, snuggle time. Like, he'll be like trying to leave, I grab him, pull him in close, he stops fighting. He's like, oh, I guess we're doing this now.
Big and strong, okay?
Once I let him go, then he goes. But until then, it's like, no, I guess we're doing this. This is fine. I can just be here. Just so incredibly fine with just being a teddy bear.
I hope it comes out okay.
I think I mentioned this long time ago, but how I got Cinnamon was Chandra had a friend who had just had, you know, whose cat just had kittens, and who was looking to sell the kittens. And so I got in contact with her, and it's like, oh yeah, I have 3 cats for sale. Like, here's their pictures. There's 2 boy cats and 1 girl cat, and like from what I had heard of cats, having a girl cat is better than a boy cat because boy cats like to mark their territory, and girl cats don't.
Watering time.
And there's like an absolutely beautiful cat,
We're big and strong, okay?
an average-looking cat,
Alright!
and a gremlin.
So you got the gremlin, right?
I got the beautiful cat and the gremlin. Someone else got the average-looking cat. Turns out that the gremlin cat was the girl cat, and the handsome cat was Cinnamon.
Watering time.
Aw. Hear that,
Yeah,
Cinnamon?
but-
You're handsome.
Yeah, I have pictures of the two of them. It's like two black cats. Like, how do you tell them apart? Well, you see that one looks like a gremlin? Yeah, that's Butterscotch.
I hope it comes out okay.
And I remember
Watering time.
shortly after I got them, like, I don't know, a month or two later, I decided, like, after they had gotten
Okay.
used to being around me, so they wouldn't be hiding all the time,
Hmm?
I was like, okay, I should take them to the vet, make sure they have, like, their shards, you know, be a responsible pet owner, now that
Big and
they
strong,
don't hide
okay? I
all,
hope it comes
all
out
day
okay.
long, and I can actually get them into a kennel. So I like, got a kennel, put the cats in it. It was a big kennel for 2 kittens, but it was what I could get. Well, I booked an appointment first, then I got the cats in the kennel. It's like, okay,
Big and strong,
I'll just take
okay?
them on the bus, and hopefully nothing will
Hope it
be
comes out okay.
weird about taking cats on the bus. Surely it'll be fine. So I go to, like, walk them out, and while I'm walking outside, the kennel breaks. Like, the handle breaks off. It falls, like, 1 foot onto the ground, and the door opens. Like, this is, like, the old-fashioned kind of a kennel that has, like, you know, a hard plastic shell and, like, metal door that you have to, like, push on both things to open and close it. Yeah, that just
Yeah.
kind of fell out.
Jesus.
Both cats go running. I managed to get one and, you know, basically put the cat in the kennel, turn the kennel upright so the door is up so it can't escape, bring the cat back to my apartment, and then I go back out looking for the other cat. Butterscotch was missing, Cinnamon was in the apartment. Can't find the cat, can't find the cat, can't find the cat. Eventually I put up, like, notices like, hey, I lost my black cat. I'm in this apartment in this building. So, like, the next day, Chandra is over, and, you know, we're talking about the cat, and we're going out for, like, Slurpees and stuff.
Watering
We
time.
walk right past the place where, like, the kennel had broken,
Oh, right.
and there's, like, a little staircase there, like, little stone outdoor staircase. I checked underneath it, but I didn't see the cat. Checked underneath it a few times, including, like, shortly after the event. As we're walking past, we just hear someone say, hey, was that your cat? And, like, I had left a notice, like, right there as well, because that's what had happened. It's like, oh, yeah, the one with the notice? Yeah, that's mine. No, the one that was sitting on the stairs. And we just kind of look at each other and then look at the person. It's like,
Watering time.
pardon? Oh, yeah, there's a black cat just sitting on the stairs. It just went and hid underneath them. Yeah, I reckon that's probably my cat, yes. So, Chandra and I look under the stairs. We have, like, a
Watering time.
flashlight on our phone, whatever.
Big and
Can't
strong,
find the cat.
okay?
One of, like, the neighbors, like, comes out. They were on the first floor, so they just hopped their railing. It's like, yeah, we looked underneath, couldn't find it. And then we realized that, like, while the bulk of the stairs has, like, one underneath section to it, the bottom step has its own separate, like, this little wall underneath the stairs. The bottom step is its own area, and that's where the cat was.
Oh,
Not underneath, like, the bulk of the stairs, but underneath that one little step. And, like, Chandra and I both tried to, like, reach underneath. We couldn't reach far enough. This neighbor guy comes along, like, tall guy. I'm not kidding. I think that guy was, like, 7 feet tall. Like, reaches underneath, grabs the cat by the scruff, and just pulls her out. I take off my jacket and wrap it around the cat. Because, you know, poor little kitty is freezing, and also don't want this cat to be scratching me. So thank you so much. Sergeant and I went back in. And for the next, like, 3 days, both of the cats went everywhere together. Cinnamon kept leading Butterscotch around. They'd be, like, lying there, look up, look at each other. Cinnamon leads Butterscotch to the bathroom so they can use the litter box. It's like, oh, you want some... It's like, Cinnamon leads Butterscotch, you know, to the food bowl or to the water, like... The two of them were,
By the way-
like, inseparable for, like, 3 days.
Which one was the one who was under the stairs?
Butterscotch.
Okay, that explains it then.
Yeah.
Watering time.
Hey,
Hope it
sis, you're
comes out
late.
okay?
Alright, I guess I better catch you up on things.
Watering time.
Yeah, this is the litter box. It's still here, just like it was before. No, I think that Butterscotch was scared of being, you know, trapped outside overnight again.
Mm.
And then, was it a few months or a few years? I think it was a few years later. I just, they're sitting in the living room, doing my thing, like, whatever, do. And I just kind of realized, like, oh, Cinnamon is here. I haven't seen Butterscotch in a few days. It's... Because, I mean,
And where
like,
was she?
gone.
Like, oh! Like, that was the last time you ever saw her?
Like, this was, you know, years after the Under the Stairs incident, when I realized, oh yeah, I just haven't seen her for a while. And yeah, because it was the summertime, so I kept, like, the window to the balcony open, because the cats loved going out on the balcony.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess Butterscotch just, like, jumped down, and I just never noticed it. And Cinnamon never, like, you know, tried to tell me about it. So yeah, Butterscotch was just gone. I have gone back to the stairs and looked under that bottom step again, but no Butterscotch. So, like, yeah, just,
Okay, seriously? Sorry, I'm in doing Banjo-Tooie, having to do like the kickball, and like everyone is ganging up on me. They're all throwing the points balls into my thing. The goal in this one is to get the lowest score. Someone got 0, I got 16. Because they kept throwing the points into my goal.
I think it was last year or the year before. Honestly, everything from like 2020 to now is basically one big blur, so sometime within the last few years, I'm just there in my bedroom, and I just hear through my open window from outside, meow, 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 meow. I'll look outside. Don't really see anything. Go out to the balcony, look down. Yes, Cinnamon is just there, sitting just in the parking lot. Because he had also jumped off the balcony and then realized, oh wait, I can't get back.
Oh, Cinnamon.
So I went and got him, and hence like the incident from earlier with the he tried to scratch me but failed. And then
Okay,
like,
gosh. Sorry, I just have to say, second attempt, I got 5 points. The next person up got 14 points. This is just luck. Anyways, go on.
and then within a week, I don't know if it was before or after. I think it was after. I'm just there in my bedroom again. Look out my window, and there's a cat there. I live on the 2nd floor. Cinnamon had climbed like around the balcony. But like there's like brickwork, right? It's like half a brick wide, so very narrow, so he can't turn around, and it reaches like partially around a part of the building, and like to the bedroom, and he was just there, and he saw me, but he couldn't turn around to go back where he was, so he's just like, meow. It's like, Mom, I'm stuck again. So I had to open my window, take like the take the screen out of my window to pull the cat in, then put the screen back.
Poor Cinnamon.
And it's like, yeah, I know adventuring can be fun, Cinnamon, but you always have to have a plan for how you get back home. What if I wasn't there to save you, huh, Cinnamon? Would you just have had to go into the next person's balcony? I just hear the neighbor, like, how did this cat get on my balcony? This is...
Yeah, they might take that as the cat distribution system, though.
Yeah, I just woke up one day, there's a cat on my balcony, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, so there is a chance that Butterscotch has actually just been living in this same building for the past however many years. Someone else just found the cat outside, went, okay, this is my cat now.
That is a possibility. Do you think that's why Cinnamon went on the balcony?
I mean, Simon just likes the balcony, and it's like it's. I mean, that was why, like, that's how Butterscotch was able to leave, because the cats wanted to be out on the balcony.
Mm.
Watering time. I hope it comes out okay. Real big and strong, okay?
Yeah, I remember when I first got, like, a desktop computer, I didn't really have, like,
I hope it comes out okay.
all of the stuff for it. Like, I didn't have, like, a
Hope it comes
proper,
out
like,
okay.
gaming monitor, whatever. I had, like, mouse and keyboard, whatever, but... So I used my, like, living room television as the monitor.
I hope
But
it comes out okay. I hope it comes
what
out
I
okay.
wound up doing was I had, like, 2
Big and
couches.
strong, okay?
Like, well, like, a couch and, like, a love seat.
I hope
I
it comes out okay.
I put the love seat, like, backwards. So, like, the seats were to each other, facing each other. To make almost like a sort of a nest area. Not perfect, because, you know, 2 seats wide versus 3 seats wide. But a little nest. So I'd sit on the couch. I put the TV on, like,
Watering time.
put the TV on the love seat, and I had the computer on the floor next to me. And that was just, like, how I gamed for it. Like, a month. Until I got a monitor.
I hope it comes out
Hmm.
okay. Real big and strong, okay? Watering time.
Gotta say, it wasn't necessarily bad. Yeah, I'd be, like, watching, like, Ruby or whatever on there.
I
And,
hope
like,
it comes out okay.
it's a television. It has its own speakers.
Watering time. Watering time.
So just be, like, watching Ruby, and, like, the cats would be, like, sitting on the couch also watching Ruby with me.
Aw.
Big and strong, okay?
Like, I
Was Blake
distinctly
their
remember...
favorite character?
I'm not sure. I think Cinnamon likes Torchwick.
I
Big
mean,
and strong, okay?
that's not
Yeah.
surprising.
Time.
He likes the action scenes, and Torchwick is usually involved in an action scene.
All right.
So, yeah, I distinctly remember I put on Ruby to watch. Cinnamon, you know, came up, noticed that I was there, noticed what I was watching, just lied down and just watched the screen for like hours. Wasn't just like, oh hey, there's something. Anyway,
Real big
like
and
no, he was
strong, okay?
just enthralled in it for hours.
Hmm.
I hope it comes out okay.
And of course, I told you the story of how, like, just a few weeks ago, Cinnamon tried to light the apartment on fire.
I'm sorry. Say that again?
Watering time.
Like a couple of weeks ago, Cinnamon tried to light the place on fire.
I hope it comes out okay.
Oh, right. The cat-scented candle.
I've been burning scented candles lately. Just I got a bunch that were on like a bundle deal, so I've just been burning them, and some of them have been nice. It's weird when I'm sitting right next to the candle, I can't smell it, but if I get up, I can smell
Big
it.
and strong.
If I'm slightly further away, I can smell it better.
Interesting.
And then, like, when I walk, like, into the room, because walking into the bedroom, I can really smell the candle. Just outside the doorway, open door, by the way,
I hope
can't smell
comes
it.
out okay. Real big and strong, okay?
But yeah, have it just, you know, on the desk, where I can, you know, watch it as I'm doing my stuff. I have one burning right
Big and
now.
strong, okay? Real big and
What
strong,
smell?
okay? I hope it comes out
I forget what the smell is.
Real big and strong, okay?
And unfortunately, it's labeled on the bottom. Even if I blow out the candle, it still has a bunch of, like, hot wax there, so I
Wet
have
wax,
to wait
yeah.
to turn it, so...
I hope it comes out okay. I hope it comes...
No, I think this one was chamomile.
Camouflage. Got it.
Chamomile, like the tea.
Yeah, I know.
There's no camouflage tea, silly. Yeah, normally Cinnamon climbs up on the left side. I have, like, a nice, like, almost like a living room style chair. Actually, a living room style chair, so he, like, climbs up onto the arm of it. I like having armrests. They are convenient. So he, like, crawls up with his claws, and then, like, hangs out or whatever. This one time, he decided to jump up onto the desk on the right side of the desk, and knocked over the candle. Got wax on, like, the bevel of one of my monitors all over the side of a container that I have here. Plastic container, so it's fine. And somewhat on, like, the desk. And also, you know, a loose fire. I blew up the fire, cleaned up some of the wax. I mean, again, it's a plastic container with, like, you know, solidified wax on the side of it. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I cleaned up the rest of the wax. Also, the container was already white, so now it just has, like, a weird, like, texture on one side.
Hmm.
I hope it comes out okay. I hope it comes out okay. Real big and strong, okay? Real big and strong, okay? Real big and strong, okay? Watering time. Real big and strong, okay? I hope it comes out okay. Watering time.
Yeah. I always thought that, like, the concept of, like, an emotional support cat was just, like, a silly thing. It's like that people basically just made up as an excuse to just bring their pet into restaurants and stuff. But there is some logic behind it. Like, Cinnamon, despite not having, like, formal training for it, does do some work as, like, emotional support. I've essentially trained him that if I go and lie down in bed, he'll, like, just come up and join me.
Aww.
But also, that seems to also work for other people. If someone else comes by and lies down in my bed, Cinnamon will come up and join them, as Chandra had found out. Also, I don't know how
the general feel then, I guess, is that Cinnamon has his own, you know, idea of when it's time for bed sometimes. But if he sees someone else saying, yeah, no, it's time for bed now, he'll just go along with it.
Yeah, like, I've, like, you know, gone and laid down in bed at, like, 2 in the afternoon just because, like, whatever reasons. And Cinnamon was like, oh, okay, I'll join you. He was very confused after I had my surgery and I had to basically be in bed, like, 20 hours a day. He's like, oh, well, gee golly. Like, I've had lots of naps, but I mean, if you insist. Like, well,
I get the
don't know.
feeling that he might be addicted to your bed, so he'll take any excuse to be in it.
He also always tries to get back into the closet.
Cue the obvious joke that we always tell.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I open up the closet, you know, to get some clothes or whatever. You Cinnamon running into the closet. Like, oh my gosh, I have to go. But anyway, I think it was, yeah, before quarantine. I think, was it before? I'm trying to remember the timelines here exactly. Because I remember I had a computer and I had both cats after getting a computer, I think. But also it was before COVID that this had happened. So maybe I'm just remembering. I think I'm just remembering wrong. But anyway, in 2019, I went away for a few weeks for a trip. My family watched over Cinnamon. Right, because I'd already only had one cat at that point. And then I come back after 2 weeks, Cinnamon's gone. Like, he was there, and then he just kind of vanished. No cat. I was told that he had, like, probably run away.
But by who? Who was supposed to be sitting for him?
My mom and stepdad. Mostly my mom. They still had one of the cats that we had gotten back when I was 8, I think. No, not 8. Like 10 or so. Like, they had like 2 old cats, because we had, yeah, when I was somewhere around 8 to 10 years old. When did Finding Nemo came out? Because I named the cats Nemo and Dory, because we saw that in theaters. So it was shortly after Nemo and Dory came out that we had gotten cats that I named Nemo and Dory. Anyway, Dory had run away, like, a few weeks or so prior. They look after Cinnamon, and when I come back, Cinnamon's nowhere to be found. But, like, in exchange, my mom says, like, oh, you can take Nemo. I can take, like, the other cat home instead. It's like, you know what, yeah. I probably should have just taken Nemo and Dory in the first place. It's like, okay, sure. I'll take the other cat in exchange for my cat, so I can still have a cat. And he was an absolute fluffball. Like, you know, when people say, oh, my cat's not fat, it's just fur. Yeah, with Nemo, it actually was fur. Like, he had gotten shaved, and went from big to, oh no, that's just a cat. That's just normal cat size. And Nemo definitely had cat experiences that Cinnamon never had. In the entertainment center in my living room for my TV out there, there's like a shelf in it that's maybe 3 or 4 inches tall. I put like my controllers in it. It's basically big enough to like store like a controller lying flat, and like you can kind of get your hand in over it to grab it. Barely. You know, not very tall. And also like a good 4-ish feet off the ground. One day while I'm there, they're just at my desk there, and I just look down, and there's Nemo just lying in that little cupboard, controllers and all, are just lying down in that little shelf. Yeah, Cinnamon would never. Anyway, so I had just Nemo for a little bit, and it's like, yeah, okay, you know, lots of lots of cuddling time. Nemo also likes lots of alone time. Whatever. A few weeks later, I get like a text from my mom that, yeah, no, she found Cinnamon in a random closet that he shouldn't have had access to. So somehow, like, my cat went to the back rooms for like a month. But like, the cat food that was in the cat bowls, like, after I had taken Nemo, like, the cat food didn't go down in the bowls. There were no, those, like, he didn't eat the cat food. he didn't use the litter box.
So
Or
he
at
just
least-
been doing nothing for a month.
Well, at least 2 weeks.
Okay.
Because he could have been using it, like, before Nemo left, and we don't know. I don't know, like, when in those original 2 weeks that he had left, but yeah, for at least 2 weeks, he was just in the back rooms, basically. Like, he was living in the walls. And going back, and he's like, fine. You know, eat some food. He hasn't, like, lost a ton of weight. Like, it's like he was just temporarily displaced. And it's just found in the closet, where he wound up scratching the heck out of my mom's arms when she tried to grab him. Because Cinnamon will absolutely scratch people. Because I didn't socialize him properly as a kitten. Yeah. I remember being told more than once that when...
To be fair, effectively your mom locked him in a closet and didn't know.
Well, no, because, like, the room that the closet was in, he shouldn't have had access to.
Watering time. Watering time. Watering time.
Yeah. I remember being told that if you have, like, kittens, and I think the same holds true for puppies, but I don't know, that's very important to get them used to having people touch them on their face, their paws, and their stomach.
Nice. Yes.
So that way, when a vet has to look after, like, you know, do a checkup on them, they don't, like, bite or shy away when the vet touches their face, their paws, and their stomach. Cinnamon is completely fine with people touching his face. Even people he doesn't know, they can, like, pet him on his face, and he's fine with it. He is generally pretty fine with his stomach being touched as well.
Huh?
He doesn't like his paws being touched.
Oh.
Like, even if I touch his paws, half the time he'll pull his paws away.
Oh.
Like, and I tried when he was a kid. I tried to get him used to it. That one, yeah, I got 2 out of 3. The other one didn't. But anyway, so for,
Nice. Watering time.
I want to say a month, 2 months, 3 months? Maybe not. I don't know. For maybe a few months, I had 2 cats again. I had Cinnamon and Nemo. But Nemo was, like, really, really old. So he had to be put down. And he was put down, like, shortly before the start of quarantine.
Poor Nemo.
And, yeah, I mean, if we'd waited, like, another, like, month or so, we wouldn't have been able to be with him when he was put down.
Oh.
Like, you know, that December, like, December 2020, months after the start of quarantine,
Yeah.
while, like, we had to bring, I brought Cinnamon in for, like, just a vet checkup to, like, the same vet clinic, and we saw what looked like someone who had to have their dog put down, and they weren't allowed to, like, be in the room with them.
Oh.
And it's like...
You're big and strong, okay? Watering time.
Yeah, still have Cinnamon for
You're big and strong.
however long, and...
Watering time. Ouch.
I mean, so far with cats that I used to have, it's about a 50-50... Oh no, it's not 50-50. So far with the cats I used to have, most of them wound up running away.
You're big and strong, okay?
So, I mean, pets in general, let's say.
All right.
When I was born, my parents had a cat and a dog.
You're big and
Blue the cat and Babs the dog. Blue ran away. Babs we gave away.
strong, okay?
I actually remember people coming to our door,
It's out okay.
and my dad, like, giving Babs away to them. I didn't know why at the time. I was, like, 3 years old, maybe, around there.
Watering time.
But I remember seeing it happen.
You're big and strong, okay?
Mhm.
And, like, accepting, like, okay, this is a thing that's happening, but not knowing why.
Big and strong, okay?
It was because Babs had attacked me.
Oh.
I had to get stitches on just above my lip.
Jesus.
I want to say like 3 stitches. I don't know how many, but yeah, according to my parents, told me years later. Yeah, Babs had attacked me and I had to get stitches, and that's why they had to give her away, because they were afraid that that would happen again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I was a toddler and Babs was a pug,
Watering time.
and yeah, Blue would run away at some point.
I hope it comes out okay.
I don't really remember Blue. I've heard about Blue.
Watering time.
I like.
Dabba dee dabba die.
I did hear a funny story about Babs. I don't know if this was before I was born. I have no idea. But my parents went to Dairy Queen, and yeah, my parents decided to stop by Dairy Queen, and my dad was all like, "Yeah, we deserve a treat."
Big and strong.
Gosh, Dairy Queen, I like almost never go here.
I hope it comes out okay.
Yeah, sure, let's get Dairy Queen as a nice treat.
Hope it comes
He
out
gets
okay.
to like the drive-through, starts to order,
I hope it comes
and immediately the
comes out
person
okay.
at the drive-through recognizes him. It's like, oh, is Babs here?
Oh,
He
wow.
gets to the window, and there's like 6 employees there, like wanting to see Babs.
Oh, right.
One of them has like a little like a little soft ice cream for Babs. Like,
Oh, and how long? And when this was after? How long after? Or was this before Babs was given away?
I don't know. I'm assuming before Babs was given away. They might have had Babs with them as well. I don't know.
Oh,
It comes out
okay,
Like in the
okay,
vehicle,
because that
but
okay, because that
Yeah.
then is a cute and funny story. If
If
it
it
was
was
after
after
Babs was
10,
given
oh.
away, that would have been a very sad
Tragic.
story.
But no, it's
Yeah.
my dad totally got busted for going to for regularly going to Dairy Queen without and tried to keep it a secret from my mom. So much so that
Oh,
everyone who
they
worked
ratted
there
him
knew
out
the
because of
dog.
Babs.
Like, oh, is Babs with you? Oh, I want to see Babs. Hi, Babs. And yeah, no, I think Babs was there because he had said like, oh yeah, Babs was just loving the attention,
comes out
and your mom was just looking at me like, so you never go here, huh?
real big and strong, okay?
Mom's looking at you.
No, my dad.
Okay, you said
Like,
okay.
my dad was telling me the story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Again, this is possibly before I was born.
I hope it comes out okay. I hope it comes out okay.
Let's see. So we had that. That was our first house. Then we moved to our second house.
Real big and strong,
And
okay?
we got a rabbit that we named Rex,
Watering
but I just sometimes called Bugs Bunny because obviously. But I think
Yeah.
the full name was like Rex the Rampaging Rabbit. Bunny didn't do much, mostly stayed in its cage. Once or twice I was allowed to like bring the bunny out to play with, and you know, I think I'd go and like pet the bunny and stuff, but Rex didn't really do a lot.
Yeah, they don't really do much.
Do 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 but do 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 but do but yeah, he just
Rabbits
go
don't
away
do
every
much.
day and oh, there you are, Rex.
I hope it comes out okay.
Did somebody just squeak?
Real big and
No,
strong,
that was me.
okay?
Oh,
Right, so then we also got another dog, Buster, as I named him. A crossbreed between multiple different types. So
Real big and strong, okay?
I think he was like the size of like a golden retriever, because that was like one of the breeds. But he had
Mhm.
like brown fur and was fluffy. Gosh, I don't remember him that much, and I feel so guilty about it. Yeah, crossbreed between a golden and there were 2 other types of dogs I don't quite remember. But essentially it looked like a brown furred golden retriever.
okay.
Essentially.
A chocolate retriever.
Basically. Then we moved in with my grandparents. May they rest in peace. They had 2 dogs and 2 cats. I don't remember the dogs' names. The cats were Midnight and Katie. The dogs basically always stayed either in the garage or outside. During the warmer months, they could like come and go as they wished. While we were living there was when Rex died, and we buried him in the woods. Let's see, moved to the next place where we lived in an apartment. Unfortunately, there was no pets allowed, so Buster had to stay with my grandparents. But that was only about a year, I think. Then we moved into a house. We had Buster back. That's when we got Nemo and Dory. When we were living there. And we also got another dog. A bulldog. Dixie. Like, the Dixie chicks.
Okay.
So we had 2 dogs and 2 cats, and they all decently got along well. I actually remember one time Nemo was just, like, lying on the coffee table with the paw out, and Buster just walked underneath so the cat just pet the dog.
That's adorable.
Yeah, we had, how do I describe this? Okay. So right next to the front door, we had, like, a staircase, like you go halfway up, little landing, then the other halfway up. So there's, like, a landing at the far top of the stairs so you could look down and see the front door. But you were, like, 1 story up. Make sense? Cool.
Okay.
But then, probably a good 20-ish feet above the door, there was a small window. Like, 2-3 feet wide. Dory would jump and just lie down in the window for, like, hours at a time, because nobody could reach her there. Never Nemo, only Dory. And she would go up there a lot. Like, sometimes I'd be coming home from school, I'd just see Dory up in the window. And I only saw her coming down from there once. So in order to get up there, we had, like, a little thing up on, like, the, landing. So she'd climb on that, climb onto the balcony, like, onto the railing of the balcony, and jump into the window. To get down, she jumped through, like, the, what's the things that hold up the railing? She jumped between 2 of those. And just land up on the landing.
Huh.
Gosh, things get weird after that. So no, yeah, we had 4 animals there. Eventually, I think... Right. Dixie got kidnapped, from what I had heard. Potentially. On a future property that we were at. After Buster had passed away, he had diabetes, I think it was. Apparently, my dad was doing, like, maintenance work because we were trying to sell the property, and he was out there with Dixie, and, like, car drove up, Dixie ran after it, car drove away, never saw the dog again. So either she chased after the car and got lost and was never found, or they took her, or they ran her over, and Dad told me the story to make me think that the dog was still alive.
Oof.
Then we wound up... Yeah, we wound up eventually getting Bubbles, another bulldog. So named Bubbles because the Vlogbrothers, John Green had said, oh, if I ever had a dog that I could name, I would name the dog Bubbles the Nerd Fighting Puppy. So I named my dog Bubbles the Nerd Fighting Puppy. She was a clever dog, too. On the way, like, home, after we had bought her, we were bringing her back home, she was sitting on my lap in the front seat. She reached up for the radio knob, grabbed it with her mouth, turned it to another station.
Nice.
Yeah. Bubbles recently passed away as well. Bulldogs don't live quite as long as other breeds of dogs, and she was over... I think Dad said, like, bulldogs usually live, like, 10 years, and she was, like, 14 or something. Like, she was well past the average life expectancy. Yeah, Nemo and Dory I had already mentioned. Buster. we had gotten 2 other bulldogs as well. We got Peyton, who also looked like a gremlin, and we got... I want to say Fiona. It's not Fiona. It's, like, Mexican Party. Fiesta! That's it. Fiesta. We got them at different times. Both of them was just like, hey, you're taking care of our dog Bubbles so well. It's like, here's another dog that we need to find a home for. Why don't you have a second dog for free? And then after having her for like maybe a year or two, whatever, we were told like, oh, there's like a couple down in Calgary. They just recently lost their dog that was also a bulldog. Would you be willing to give up Peyton so they can have a dog? And we had agreed, so Peyton went to live with some other people. And this wasn't just a story my dad told me to make me cope with the Peyton being dead, because Peyton was still living with us when my dad told me the story. And like I was able to like see her that she was alive, and then we gave her up. And I think it was Peyton was the one while Bubbles and Peyton were being trained to use like the doggy door, the doggy flap, which is really awkward for them because they would try to go out together. The first one would open the flap, then would hit the second one in the face. And then one day a lady comes to our door with Bubbles and Peyton and says, yeah, I found your dogs in my kitchen. Yeah,
she also had a doggy door, I hope?
Yes. Apparently the wind had been like really strong and opened up our gate. So the dogs went from the backyard down the street into her doggy door because she was cooking and they smelled the food. You're just there cooking, da-da-da-da-da. Why are there dogs here? Fortunately, they had their collars on and she was like, yeah, okay, let's just bring them down the street.
I hope it comes out okay.
So, yeah, we gave up Peyton, then we got Fiesta. Fiesta was a breeding bulldog. So it's like, we knew from the onset, it's like, hey, you're not going to, like, own Fiesta. You're just, like, you know, borrowing her for the first few years of her life. But she's, like, we're going to take her back for, like, you know, breeding purposes and stuff. And then, so, on the first year, she was too young to be bred.
Yeah.
Second year, there was like a flu or something going on with the breeders. So like, you know what? Keep Fiesta. We don't want to expose anyone else to this. So you keep the dog. Okay. The third year, we bring her in. They do the whatever. We take her back. And you know, over the next few months, she's getting like bigger. She's, you know, getting lazier and all that. You know, because as, you know, a pregnant dog is bound to do. And she needs help being brought up onto the sofa so she can lie down with us and all that, and needing extra attention. Finally the day arrives, my dad brings her down to the breeder so, you know, they can get these little puppies out of her, and we're told, like, okay, probably won't see her for, like, 3 months. Because, like, it takes however long. 3 months, asterisk, however long it is, because, you know, they have to have their mother there, and they'll do all that with the breeders. Like, the next day, Dad comes in with Fiesta, who runs up and jumps onto the sofa. Yeah, she was never pregnant. She was faking it the whole time.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was where that story was going.
Yeah. And then eventually we did have to, like, give her back to the breeder. And, yeah, like I said, Bubbles, eventually old age, had to be put down.
Yeah.
So, between all the dogs, between all of, like, the pets I've had, 2 have had to be put down. I wasn't keeping track of them. How many ran away? 3 of them ran away. Potentially 4 of them. And 2 of them just out and out died. I think that's the numbers.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, there was Babs, Blue. Babs was given away. So yeah, Babs, Blue, Rex, Buster. My grandparents' pets were not my pets. One of them I know died not like I don't know specifics of the other three. They're dead by now, but
Yeah.
yeah.
at the
Babs,
time.
Blue, Rex, Buster, Nemo, Dory, Dixie, uh, Fiesta, Peyton, Cinnamon, and Butterscotch. I think that's all of them. I don't think I had like any birds or snakes. It's cats, dogs, and one rabbit. So, and only 2 of those 11 were specifically put down. Mostly they just left. Most of them just wound up leaving at some point, which is easier to deal with.
You're big and strong, okay?
I suppose.
You're big and
It's
strong,
like,
okay?
at least for the next few years, you can,
Watering time. Watering
like,
time.
especially the ones that's like, you know, given to a different home. It's like, yeah, for the next
Yeah.
few years, it's like, yeah, they're just, you know, somewhere else, but they're being taken care of. And then eventually, you just think about them less and less. And it's like, yeah, they're probably dead. Like, but like the odds are still pretty good that they're still alive. And then like eventually, they're probably dead is a higher possibility than they're still alive. And then eventually, like, yeah, they're dead, but there's no like day of mourning, basically, of knowing like this is when it happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nemo is an old cat. He knew that he was going to be put down, and Nemo wanted to be
You're
put
big
down.
and
He
strong,
wanted
okay?
out.
Yeah.
Like, I was under agreement with my mom that, like, you know, I'd call her and let her know if Nemo was to be put down, and Nemo started, like, acting out. Like, he literally peed on me. And
Ooh.
and, you know, after, like, the 3rd or 4th time that happened, I called my mom. I was like, yeah, no, we have to put Nemo down. And I told Nemo, I was like, we're going to have you put down if you do that again. And then he pees on me again. It's like, called mom's like, yeah, we're going to have to put Nemo down. And then Nemo just, like, curled up, went to sleep. Like, he's like, yep, okay, cool. I'm content with this. So he knew what was going to happen, and he was content with it, so we just have to acknowledge that. That was for the best.
Mm-hmm.
And carry on with our lives. I mean, cats live a long time, right? Like 20 years or so? Up to,
I mean,
like...
Yep, they can live a fairly long time if they're taken care of and stuff.
And Sim is
All right.
maybe 7, 8 years old.
Okay, so he's got quite a few years on him left.
Yeah. Cinnamon should hopefully live long enough to see us moving into a house.
Yeah.
So,
Well, assuming that we'll ever, you know, actually have money to just buy a house.
yeah. Gosh. I remember that
That is
apartment
quite the assumption.
I remember that apartment that we wanted to look at that we wound up not because their schedules
The one
all
that was
messed up.
like for 6 bedrooms?
No, the one that was like on like the 14th story.
Oh. Ah,
So I
okay.
feel like, yeah, Cinnamon would love that view. Put a little net on the balcony so he doesn't jump off of this one. And then just let him just, you know, people watch and stuff.
Yeah, definitely need to cat-proof that.
We wake up one morning, notice, oh hey, Cinnamon seems to be missing. You go outside to go to work. Meow! 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 Because cats can jump from like a very high... What is it, like... If a cat jumps from further than like, what, 3 stories? 4 stories? They can live because... But if they jump like between a certain, like, what, 2 to 4 stories or something? If they jump like less than a certain amount or more than a certain amount, they're fine. But if it's in the middle, then they're in danger. Because if it's short enough, they can just land. If it's high enough, then...
Yeah, I've definitely heard of a cat that, you know, kind of just jumped off a balcony, 3rd-story balcony, and, well, survived, but was very injured.
Yeah.
And
Like,
had to be put down.
Yeah, if it's like above a certain amount, like the fat from under their limbs will basically act as like a parachute. But if it's not at a certain height, it doesn't give that enough time to start slowing them down. So it's like deadly.
So what you're saying is we should take Cinnamon skydiving.
People have taken their cats skydiving before. There's videos of it.
I
Sometimes
know.
the cats are just like so calm when it's just like in free fall, and it's like, you've done this before. This can't be the cat's first time going skydiving. Cinnamon, where are you? Hey Cinnamon, let's test something out.